Hello wrestling fans and welcome to another edition of Tag Team. I'm your host, the Invincible E. Vincent. Caesar Scorpio is still on assignment. He is in fact in no way stuck in the trunk of my car. I promise, I swear he will be back. But for now, slow deep breaths, we'll get through this. Okay, tonight we're going to cover the action that's been going on with Smackdown and also Raw. These last few shows have been leading up to the matches that are going to take place at the pay-per-view on Sunday, May 22nd, WWE Over the Limit. Right now, basically they're setting the table for these matches. Let's go ahead and get started with what happened on last Friday's SmackDown. Wade Barrett threw down the challenge to Ezekiel Jackson for a match at Over the Limit. Heath Slater jumped in the middle of it and said, "You should do it for the belt." So now Ezekiel Jackson has a shot at the Intercontinental belt this Sunday. This happened now after Big Zeke interfered with Wade Barrett's match with Kane. After the members of the Corps jumped in. This is going to go down on Sunday. If you have a chance to check it out, go ahead and do it. We're going to go ahead and cover that after the pay-per-view as well. So you can go ahead and check out what we have to say after that if you don't get a chance to check it out yourself. Moving on, Christian and RKO had a tag match against Mark Henry and also Sheamus. After Mark Henry and Sheamus came into the ring and challenged Christian earlier in the show, Teddy Long basically set up a tag match as the main event for that night. This may have been an effort on WWE's part to sort of soften the blow for the fans that were supporting Christian, kind of to basically make them not so anti-Randy Orton. After the overwhelming negative light that was thrown onto the situation with Christian's 48-hour title reign, making these guys allies was probably a good step in the right direction for sort of smoothing that out, kind of unruffling some of the feathers that the fans felt. We'll see how this proceeds, going into the pay-per-view and afterwards. But that looks like that may have been the reason why that happened. Yeah, making these guys allies instead of enemies was probably a wise decision. So, in any rate, on that match, Christian and RKO won that match. Now moving on to Monday Night Raw. Match number 1, Kofi Kingston versus CM Punk. CM Punk got away with a win. Match 2 was the Divas match between Kelly Kelly and Brie Bella. Kelly Kelly won. And according to form, out came Karma. Now she dropped Nikki Bella on her face, and then turns to Kelly Kelly and flicks her in the forehead. Nobody saw that coming, and it seems like this is about the second or third time that Kelly Kelly has been able to dodge the Karma bullet. So we'll see if there's something to that. If Karma's somehow going to become her friend, or it's going to become her worst enemy at some point. Don't know. Keep your eyes open. Match 3 was Rey Mysterio versus Alberto Del Rio. Now, during this match, R-Truth popped up on the mic and calls Rey out as a thief for taking his contender spot. Now, they're going to meet up at Over the Limit to hash this one out. Rey won this one on a DQ after Ricardo Rodriguez basically jumped in and intercepted an incoming 619 that Rey was about to deliver to Del Rio. Having your own ring announcer sometimes pays off. Now, match 4 was The Big Show and Kane versus Mike McGillicuddy and David Otunga from the Nexus. McGillicuddy and Otunga took this one. Again, this looks like the classic situation between the Nexus versus The Big Show and Kane. Again, going towards we don't have all the matches as yet for Over the Limit. But we'll see if this somehow has an effect going into the pay-per-view. Match 5 was John Cena versus Jack Swagger. Now, all during this show, The Miz was sort of campaigning with different wrestlers, trying to sort of win somebody over to go against John Cena in the main event to soften him up for the upcoming pay-per-view. Cena managed to win this one, no big surprise, but and he had a few choice words for The Miz, basically telling him that he was going to in fact make him quit. So Again, going towards the pay-per-view, we'll see what happens there. Now, so far, these are the matches that we have on the card for the Over the Limit pay-per-view coming up. We have R-Truth versus Rey Mysterio, Jerry the King Lawler versus Michael Cole, Wade Barrett versus Ezekiel Jackson for the Intercontinental title, Randy Orton versus Christian for the World Heavyweight title, basically Christian being able to invoke his rematch clause. And we also have the WWE Heavyweight Championship with John Cena versus The Miz. Basically, whoever says I quit loses. These are all the matches that we have so far. There may be some other matches that get thrown on the table going forward with Smackdown this week. So keep your eyes open on the website, unifiedwrestling.com. We'll report on that as any changes that come up with the card. Moving on to the Lucha Minute. Don't have too much information on Lucha this week. We'll say this. Emil Mascaras, who's a legend in the world of Lucha Libre, is being commemorated in Mexico with his own set of postage stamps. Now, for those of you who don't know, Emil Mascaras is a member of Lucha Libre Dynasty. Basically, his brother is Dos Caras, and his nephew is Dos Caras Jr., also known in the WWE world as Alberto Del Rio. But you already knew that. That's all we have today for the Lucha Libre Minute. Big congratulations also to MVP. To MVP for winning the championship, but to New Japan Pro Wrestling altogether. They just completed a tour on the East Coast, New York, New Jersey, and also Philadelphia, and also the MVP basically was able to come away with the IWGP Intercontinental Heavyweight Championship. So big ups to them and big ups to MVP. We're glad to see you guys are doing well, and hope things continue in a successful path going into the future. That's all that we have today for today's tag team. Be sure to check with us on Friday for the TNA review, and also Three the Hard Way. For myself, the Invisible E. Vincent, and also for Caesar Scorpio, who's in fact not in the trunk of my car. I promise. We'll say good night. Have a pleasant day tomorrow, and good luck.